Hi guys, today we're going to be learning how to do the step behind side kick, a very popular martial arts kick, and we're going to get straight into how to do this. I'm going to show you a demonstration first and take you through step by step on how to complete this skill. This is a very traditional kick and used in a wide variety of martial arts. Its applications vary from sports to self-defense, competitions, and personal fitness. Okay guys, so let's learn this skill. But first, what we're going to do is do a couple of warm-up stretches, which is always good when doing any physical activity. Let's work on some that are specific to the step behind side kick. The first stretch is pulling your foot to your back. Now, to enhance the stretch, try and keep your knees as close together as you can. The second stretch is lifting your leg up to the side at a 90-degree angle. The third stretch is lifting the knee up to the chest. To help hold your balance, you need to focus on a point on the ground, something that doesn't move. All these three stretches that I've just showed you should be held for 10 seconds and over. If you are skilled enough or want to try, it is better to combine all these three together without placing the foot back on the ground once lifting it off. This exhibits control, balance, and technique, whilst taking the stretch to a new level. On the ground, we have left leg in, right leg out, and trying to stretch out to touch your toes. Another tip is also to try and get your head to touch your knee. Switching sides now, as should be done with all stretches. Fifth is putting your feet together, pulling them into you as close as you can, hands on ankles, and pushing your knees down with your weight. Sixth is legs out straight and hands trying to touch toes. This can also be enhanced once again by trying to touch the head on the knees. And there's some basic ground stretches done. Firstly, simply shoulder width apart, reaching down trying to touch your toes. Simple but effective. Secondly, put your feet together and do the same exercise once again. Hold for at least 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, let's recap. So firstly, the standing stretches. We have foot to back, leg to side, knee to chest. Ground stretches, one leg stretch, groin stretch, touching toes. Okay, so we can break this skill down into 6 steps, as I will now show you. Step 1, stance. Make sure your feet are shoulder width apart for good posture. Guard is always up, toes are always pointing out, and knees are bent. The positioning of these elements are very important in doing this task, as the posture and the body positioning is essential to get a powerful, fast, effective kick. This can be achieved simply by standing and facing one side. Step 2, step behind. This is an essential part of the kick, as most people do not put their foot behind and instead their foot parallel with their other foot. Let's watch it again. Notice the arc in the foot. The heel is facing towards the direction of the kick. This is very important as it opens up the hips and allows for maximum power and height. As one foot touches, the other should simultaneously lift off the ground. This can cause a skip effect when done fast and allow for greater power and speed, as well as distance covered whilst kicking. Step 3, leg raise. All kicks come from this position, and it is essential to get to this position to allow for maximum power, speed, and height. Whether it's a front kick, a side kick like this, or even a back kick, all kicks will come from this position. It is important to note this fact in that this position allows for power, speed, and accuracy, as well as opening up the hips to allow for almost any angle. Step 4, leg extension. This may vary depending if you want a snap kick or a power kick, which is essentially whether you're aiming through the opponent or just to touch them. Step 5, ankle rotation. Now this is depending on what you're kicking. You can kick with the bridge of your foot, which allows for almost a knife blade type effect, or the heel, which gives striking power and force. Both are very effective and deadly. I prefer the bridge. Step 6, finishing stance. Now this finishing stance should be almost identical to the starting stance, and this shows control and ability to do this task properly. Let's replay that and have a look at it again. Notice how all the parts are working together in a fluent motion to create the perfect outcome. Let's recap. Stance. Step behind. Leg raise, extension, ankle rotation, and down into the finishing stance. Simple, but creates a beautiful kick. Now let me show you the heights to kick at. Knee to mid-thigh, chest or diaphragm, and then head. Let's replay that again. So simply the same motion, the stance, the step behind, the heel facing, leg raise and extension, kicking with the bridge to the 3 different heights. Okay, let's now look at a poor demonstration. Now when we replay that and look closely in slow motion, we can see the stance is poor. There is no guard. When the step behind comes, notice the heel is not facing the direction of the kick, instead parallel with the foot. The extension is bad and damaging, the foot is facing front, not to the side, and the finishing stance is just like the first and poorly done. Let's look at a good demonstration of how to do this now. Now notice the guard is straight up. The person is ready, good posture. The step, the heel is kicking. The steps work in conjunction and go straight back down for a finishing stance with control and focus. 3 things you must exhibit when doing this kick in a martial arts form is safety, control, and balance. So guys, now that we've done all the steps, we're going to watch the finished product once again. We're going to play it in slow-mo. Then I'm going to show you 3 demonstrations or 3 variants of this kick. The side kick, the step behind side kick once again, and the jumping side kick. So firstly, normal speed. Let's take it to slow motion. As you can see, the steps work together to create this kick seamlessly. Now, this is just a side kick. Same principle, no step behind. Let's play it in slow motion. Guards up, focused, feet are forward, cut out the step behind, and simply do the kick. Placing back down for a nice finishing stance. Now the side kick we've been learning, the step behind side kick. When we play it again, you'll notice how the skip happens in the feet when the person is moving fast. Now for a jumping side kick. Let's play that in slow motion. Notice all the principles and steps are the same, only cutting bits and pieces out to create 3 variants straight up. Really easy. Okay, now as a recap, I've slowed this down so you can see a frame by frame motion of the steps. The guard goes up, the focus is there, the stance is sturdy. Now, as you can see, when the step behind comes, the arcing, skipping motion, where the heel faces, the leg raise, leg extension, the rotation of the ankle, and the placing back down into a nice finishing stance. I thank you all for watching, and I hope you've learned something here today. The height with this kick will come over time with practice, but can also be helped with stretches. Just follow the 6 simple steps I've showed you in this tutorial and you will easily be able to perform this kick within a matter of weeks. Thank you and goodbye.